Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on those AI chatbots we're all using. We're talking about large language models, or LLMs. That's the magic inside tools like ChatGPT. And believe it or not, there's a surprisingly simple secret behind how they all work. So, you've probably done this a million times, right? You type in some random request, and boom, out pops a perfect poem, or a recipe, or even a chunk of code. It feels like pure magic, like you're chatting with a super intelligent brain. But is that what's really happening under the hood? Well, the secret to all that magic is actually, believe it or not, kind of simple. At its heart, it all boils down to the AI playing this super advanced word game. Okay, so let's get into the rules of this game, because I promise you, once you get how it's played, you're going to look at this AI stuff in a totally different way.
All right, so here's the absolute core of it. An LLM is really only doing one single thing. It looks at a bunch of text, and it makes a really good guess about what single word should probably come next. That's it. It's not about thinking or understanding like we do. It's just pure, powerful probability.
And that one simple trick is how it builds everything, from a single sentence to a whole essay. Think about it. You give it a starting point. The AI predicts just one word. Then, it sticks that word onto the end and uses the new, slightly longer sentence to predict the next word. It just does this over and over and over again, building out its response one word at a time. So you might be thinking, okay, if it's just a guessing game, how on earth does it get so good at it? Well, the answer is just one word: scale. It gets this good because it has read more than any single human could, like ever. I mean, try to wrap your head around this number. If a person read nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it would take them more than 2,600 years to read the same amount of text that was used to train just one of the early models. And today's models, they're trained on way more than that. It's just staggering. But here's the really key thing to understand. The AI isn't memorizing facts. It's not like a history book. Instead, it's learning the patterns between words. It's figuring out that after you say baking the next word is very likely to be cake or pie, or that the capital of France is almost always followed by Paris. It's becoming a master of spotting these connections. And yeah, this whole process has a name. It's called training. And that absolutely mind-boggling scale of data, that's what puts the large in large language model. It's not just that the software is big, it's that the library it learned from is, well, it's practically the entire internet. Okay, so how does a computer actually, learn all of those patterns? Let's take a peek inside the engine room and see the brilliant piece of engineering that makes this all tick. The huge game changer here is something called the transformer. See, before this came along, AI models had to read a sentence word by word, kind of like we do. But the transformer, it lets the model look at the entire sentence all at once. It just inhales the whole thing. And that means it can instantly get the full context and see how every single word connects to all the others. And the real magic inside the transformer is a mechanism called self-attention. You can think of it like a little supervisor. For every single word you give it, it quickly looks at all the other words in the sentence and decides which ones are the most important for figuring out the meaning. This is how it understands context. How it knows the it in bake a pie, how do I do it, refers to the pie. So, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this. We are not talking to a thinking, conscious being. What we're really doing is interacting with an unbelievably powerful pattern-matching machine. That's what it is. And once you really get that it's all about patterns, it completely changes how you should talk to it. It's the key to getting way better results. Think about it. If the AI's only job is to complete a pattern, then the pattern you give it to start with is everything. The quality of your prompt, how clear it is, how much detail you give, directly controls the quality of what you get back. You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out? It has never been more true than it is right here. And there's actually a name for this skill. It's called prompt engineering. It sounds fancy, but really it's just the art of getting good at talking to the AI in a language it understands. And that language is all about clear patterns, lots of context, and really good instructions. Just look at this difference. A prompt like explain is, well, it's a terrible pattern. Explain what? For a 5-year-old? For a PhD? The AI has no ideas, so it just has to guess. But a good prompt gives it a much clearer pattern to follow. It tells it the topic, the tone, to use examples, and who the audience is. See? You get a much better answer because you gave it a much better starting point. So for most of what you're doing day to day, the key is just giving clear instructions. Tell it to act as a certain expert, or even give it an example of what you want right there in the prompt. But if you need something really specialized, you can go a step further. You can fine-tune a model. That's where you actually retrain it on your own specific data, like all your company's support tickets or marketing docs, to turn it into a true expert on your stuff, speaking in your brand's voice.
All right, so now that we understand how to work with these amazing pattern matching engines instead of against them, what's next? Where does all this go from here?
Well, the future here isn't just about getting answers faster. It's really about deep collaboration. Imagine an AI that can actually pick up on subtlety and emotion in what we write, or one that can be a genuine creative partner, brainstorming right alongside you, or even a personalized coach that figures out exactly how you learn best and adapts to it. Because when it comes right down to it, these models are just a mirror. They learn from the massive amounts of text we've created, and they follow the patterns that we give them. So yeah, they are incredibly powerful pattern predictors, but we're the pattern makers. And that leaves us with the real question. It's not just what can AI do, it's what patterns are we going to teach it next?